Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. Thanks for coming by again. And today is Perdido Street Station by China Mieville. Oh my God. This has been a buddy read, an amazing buddy read with Stephen Fuller, a book blogger, and just a great guy and a great reader. Mark Richardson at Richardson Reads, Scott and Becky at the Bookish Bryants, and Earnestly Eston. What a great channel he has as well. I mean, all great booktubers. First buddy read with all of them, and I had a great time. It's so satisfying when you read an amazing book with other booktubers and stuff, because y'all can share, your experience and stuff. This was just one of the most unexpected, awesome reading experiences of the year for me. It definitely is one of my new favorites. It is such a satisfying reading experience on all levels and unbelievable. What's it about? Perdido Street Station is weird fiction, fantasy, fantastic weird fiction. We're in a steampunk style, very grubby, beat down city called New Crobazon. And it is the kind of thing of horrors. We were constantly thinking these kind of things of why does somebody live here? But we're in a world where this is the nexus. New Crobazon is a melting pot like no other, and it is a hub, a transit hub. It is a hub for the thinkers and of course the power structures of the kind of world that we're in. So when it comes down to it, this book has a lot going on. I could talk about it for like an hour and not exhaust all the implications that this book brings up. And it works on, like I say, many different levels, some of them even a metaphorical level. It's beautifully done. China Mieville is a master. He is a complete master writer. He could do anything he wants to do, and the fact that he wants to do weird fiction like this, I'm all about it. It's my second China Mieville, and it's by far better than the first one that I read, which is called This Census Taker. So we have a very non-human called Yakovic, who has gone through a horrific loss. And this is the first person perspective that we find in the book. It is pretty much, it's a 7-part, there's 7 parts to this book. And each of the parts we get a first person few pages from Yakovic. So you are kind of coming along with Yakovic in the story in a big way, but also so Yakovic is not a human being. He is a Garuda, which is a kind of a hawk man a humanoid hawk that lives in a nomadic society with very different laws and social structure than what human beings live, of course. And he has lost his wings. He's no longer a Garuda because he can't live the way that Garudas live. He can't fly, and he can't be part of that society. But he's not anything else either. He comes to New Crobazon searching for a very eccentric, marginalized, mad scientist genius named Isaac de Grimnebulin. And Isaac is our main character in this story. Isaac becomes what a force to be reckoned with. Just this kind of figure, this mad scientist figure that has not reached his full potential yet, and we see that kind of thing flower in this book here. During the course of the study and us meeting the different people, there is horrifying power structures in place, a seedy, dark criminal empire, and a kingpin named Motley, who has hired Isaac's beetle-headed love interest named Lynn to create a sculpture for him. And it is a very high dollar, very dangerous commission, right? And also, the city is run by a militia. There is not there's not a kind of, sanitation department and, a public health department and stuff like that. There is simply a powerful military presence, a police force that is a military police force that rules by power and by fear, and that's how it goes. They are, if anything, only concerned with furthering their own power and gaining more and more knowledge. There's like a research and development department, for their own use, What happens is some horrific creatures, these slate moths, become unleashed on the city about halfway through the book, and the entire plot changes because these slate moths are of a nature where they have no natural predators, and the entire city will succumb to the slate moths, who actually eat the subconscious dream stuff of human beings and other beings that dream, that have the subconscious and that kind of thing. So there are beings that don't do that, right? There are beings that are not food for this, and those beings, the one being that a couple of beings that we meet, one is the ambassador from hell itself, an ambassador from hell that hears about the slate moths out in the city and are being petitioned by the government to help and rid the city of these slate moths because they're going to destroy everything and destroy everybody. And the ambassador from hell says, no, thank you. I don't want any part of this. Okay? So that's when you kind of get a sense of the gravity of the situation, that these slate moths are so powerful. But the Weaver is a godlike figure that Ernest Lieston called out very, very aptly as fortune itself. It is like the wheel of fortune. It is an unstoppable power that when it comes down to it, you don't know whether you're going to be on the good or the bad, or on the receiving end of something beneficial or something, horrifying. Because the perspective of the Weaver is that of a god. And you don't know, nobody knows what the Weaver's motivations are and things like this. It's very, very interesting in the ways that these kind of things work out. But they are in a battle. Isaac is responsible in a very big way for these slate moths being unleashed. And there is to not use the word because he's horrifying, a motley group of adventurers that get together, Yakovic included, to go and battle these slate moths. There is an unbelievable AI construct that shows up in this book that is so mind-blowing and cool to experience, and is basically a side character. It's awesome. China Mieville is able to enter into these different cultures of purely fantasy beings that he's created and show them very, very well, show them very, very believable, even though the second you think about it when you're not reading the book, this is pure fantasy. There's nothing to relate it to. There's nothing to relate the book to. It's awesome. It's completely awesome. And it is I mean, it's a beautiful 710 pages. It is amazing. I urge anybody to read it. Anybody. Now, there is a lot of horror in here, and it is very disturbing at points. So, this is not the book for you if you like, light, fluffy fiction. This is a book for the weird horror heads, and this is a book that will put you on your butt, and you will just be like, how is this possible? This book is amazing. It is, you know, three, three lesser novels. It is so good to say that I found one of the best reads of my year, in a year that I've read Anna Karenina, in a year that I've read some just amazing fiction. And so check it out. You won't be disappointed for sure. The end is satisfying. The action is off the charts. It is so mind-blowing. China Mieville kills it. Perdido Street Station. Check it out. Thank you, BookTube. Leave me a comment if you've read it or if you've not read it, and let me know how it goes. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.